Got it.
In America.
In America, 3 mediocre podcasts are started every day. This is one that's lasted a little bit longer.
But not for much longer. Thank you for tuning into this latest episode of The Weird, the Bad, and the Bloody, where we bring to you the weirdest, baddest, and bloodiest movies of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. I'm Nick.
I'm Nathan.
And today we're doing Sylvester Stallone's Cobra from 1986. That's right. The wheel landed on the 80s, thank God, last time. A very Reagan-era action pick, if I will say so.
This feels like trickle-down economics. What were we waiting for to trickle down? A plot, an explanation, a story, something, but there wasn't exactly any of that in this. Now, I did want to ask, because I've forgotten, was this weird, bad, or bloody?
Bad.
This one was bad. Okay.
I think we put this bad.
Okay.
But I love this movie. Like you know me.
Nick loves action movies. They're his forte. It's his favorite thing. That's his type of movie. This is the most Nick movie we've done for this show.
Oh, for this show.
For this show.
Okay.
No. For our other show, 1.5 White Guys, we did a Seagal movie number 3, and that's still probably the most Nick movie we've done.
Well, this is better than Hard to Kill, in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. I would consider it a tie in some ways. I would consider it a tie.
This is your first time seeing this.
This. I didn't even know this existed.
I'm just gonna come out right now. It's a fucking vanity project. It's Stallone's vanity project from the 80s. It was originally, he wrote it. Beverly Hills Cop was originally written to be a Stallone movie. That's what it was.
Oh.
After creative differences, he left it and wrote his own movie, and that's this fucking movie. That's what Cobra is.
This is a response to Beverly Hills Cop. That's dead serious.
Yeah.
He wrote.
He wanted to do a cop movie. It fell through. Beverly Hills Cop went on to become what it was, and he went on to get this made because he still really wanted to do a movie like this.
This makes a lot of sense. Hang on, now I'm thinking about it. This does sound like the 1980s. Like all of the music choices. And everything. This is the 1980s. They are like
so hard.
He's chasing the Axel F. He's chasing Axel F.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes a lot more sense.
I mean, he's not as comedic about it, but he's jokey. He's Stallone, you know.
Yeah.
I think the music is a little more serious than it's trying to be. It's trying to be a bit more techno adventurous, but like Beverly Hills Cop perfectly does. Did you notice the music a lot more in this, or did you?
I noticed it because
there's nothing else to grasp onto, right?
There are times it just goes on and on and on, and like there's so much. And I go, are they seriously doing kind of like a 3-minute montage at points? Like when they're introducing, what's the lead actress?
Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen's character. She's like in a photo shoot, but it's also showing what the villains are up to and then what Stallone's up to, and he's driving around.
Angel of the city. She's modeling with a bunch of robots.
Yeah.
Well, Bridget Nielsen is a model.
Yeah.
She and Stallone were married at the time of the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. And that's why she's in it a lot.
The movie opens with communism. Okay, this is important. What are they banging together? It's like a shot of
just weapons.
I thought it was like so it's a shot.
One guy's got an axe, another guy's got, I think, maybe garden shears or something.
I don't even know. But like it's like, Stallone's driving in his motorcycle,
No.
Silhouetted, right?
No, it's the guy who's going to shoot up the store.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Stallone drives, I forget the kind of car he drives, but
some
it's a
kind of 1950s.
It's a famous car, though. I think it's the most famous thing from the movie, actually.
Yeah. So it's a guy on a motorcycle driving, but it will constantly cut back to basically like a group of people that are just crossing like weapons and banging them together.
Clink, 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 yeah.
Clink, clink. You got 2 coconuts and you're banging them together. So, but the reason that happens is like you can see like they cross things, and I was like, is that a fucking hammer and sickle? I was like, is this communism? I was like, where is this right now?
I mean, very, very accurate deduction, sure.
Very timely, yeah.
Well, because these are our villains. There is a cult. This takes place in Los Angeles, and there is apparently the largest cult of serial killers ever.
And what
like,
are they?
They're just a collective of like what are they? The Hunters? I don't even remember what they're called. I'm a hunter of the New World, or whatever it says.
No, they call themselves, I don't know if you remember, they call themselves the New Order.
The New Order.
They call themselves the New Order. The one thing I will say about the cult in this movie that I do appreciate is despite having regret, they make their intentions about this whole thing very crystal. Okay. But I appreciate, even though they are a cult and they're bad people, they're not doing anything to like something really bad, like lower the age of consent, but maybe they were having a Blue Monday. I'm not really sure. There were 4 New Order songs I just threw up there. I threw into that. I love New Order. So that's the only thing I just wanted to make a joke about New Order.
One of them just decides to go into a supermarket and shoot the place up.
Just commit a mass shooting. Like that's essentially what he's doing.
Not really a mass shooting. He terrorizes a bunch of people. He only kills one person.
Yeah, well, he did shoot a lot of produce. When he first shot the thing,
those were lives.
Yeah, those were lives. I thought when he first shot, I thought he killed someone. Turns out he just blew a watermelon up. Like he hit a watermelon and it like exploded. He shot like beans. He shot like vegetables, and I was like, what is this guy even doing? And it's just like instilling fear.
And he's all crazy too and everything. You know who I thought he was for the longest time? I thought he was Edwin Neal.
I thought he was Edward James Olmos for a second. No, James
Olmos, yeah. Edward James Olmos? No. Edward James Olmos is not as skinny as him.
Yeah, he's got the kind of like the pockmark looked a little bit.
Oh, actually, now I'm thinking about him in Blade Runner. I can see it.
Yeah.
He sounds like him too. I thought it was Edwin Neal from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I thought it was the hitchhiker. Okay. He's just like ranting about like, it's the new order, it's the way of the new world. Here's a bad guy for the sake of there being a bad guy, basically. So the police have the place surrounded, and one of them is just like, please come out. We just want to talk. We'll give you anything you want. It's just like, okay, so here's the diplomatic guy.
Yeah.
Here's the guy that's like,
we do not want to hurt you.
Yeah.
We're very happy you have done this.
That's Andrew Robinson. He's the Scorpio killer in Dirty Harry.
Oh, yeah.
And which kind of ironic. And he's the dad in Hellraiser.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Jesus wept. And he's very underrated as an actor, but he's used in this just to be like a complete opposite of Stallone. Like, yeah. I'm the bookworm who gets things done by the book. You're out of line, sir. You know, all that, annoying shit. Obvious as hell. They say call the Cobra because I guess none of them had the idea to maybe sneak in there and try to take him out themselves. So they just asked Sylvester Stallone to do it. He rolls up in his car. He's got his shades on. He's got his aviators on. Yeah. He's got a match hanging out of his mouth.
I'm honestly surprised, like when he opened the door to his car, like Joan Jett wasn't fucking blasting.
Oh, first of all, and Andrew Robinson is just like, I just want you to know I don't agree with them bringing you in here, even though he saves the day at the end.
Yeah.
Like he just walks into the supermarket. He just walks right in.
He does walk in with the freezers giving off like the most fog that has ever come out of a freezer
in a movie set,
in a movie either. But also the guy is like in the back, I guess, near the deli or
the produce.
It's there, and Sylvester Stallone like drinks a beer and then throws the half-empty beer at him.
What kind of beer was it?
Wasn't it like Coors? Isn't it drinks like Coors or something?
Product placement,
everything, dude.
It's just too good.
It's so this is such a. I don't know how long we'll go about this, but I do want to say the thing. I remember this scene because if you remember, Stallone like sneaks up on him he doesn't really sneak up. He definitely, the guy knows he's there because he busts in. But if you remember, Stallone comes from like a walk-in.
Yeah, from a walk-in freezer.
And I was like,
I want to say like maybe it's because I'm sorry to try to bring logic into Cobra, but like it's probably because he opened one of the access doors that customers can take like ice cream out of. He probably like pushed one of those back and then walked in through that. You know what I'm saying? Because I worked at a grocery store. You can straight up do that. Like,
really?
That's how
I thought usually the walk-ins I've dealt with in food service is like, there's one door in and one door out.
Well, that's the freezer door to get in there. But like, if you're strong enough and willing enough, I think you can like open the glass door and maybe push one of those shelves out probably. Yeah. And that's how you get in the freezer. I want to say that's probably how he did it. Because that's actually a really funny line. The guy's like, hey, I got a bomb here, man. He's got the guy at gunpoint. I got a bomb here, and I'll kill this bitch right here. If you go any further, I'll blow this place up. And Stallone just like, go ahead. I don't shop here.
I don't shop here.
I was like, That's actually really funny.
Yeah, so Stallone's busted in to try to stop this this hostage situation. He doesn't really sneak up on him. He fully lets him know he's there.
It's hard to see if he actually cares about the hostages too.
Yeah,
because he's like just so. He's just so so nonchalant about everything.
This is like when that poor guy got shot in Hard to Kill and still. And fucking Seagal like didn't do anything about it getting shot.
Let me show you what it's like to be a victim here, like this guy. You mean the guy you let die? You could have done something.
Yeah, this is but this is a vanity project. It's just like Seagal. This is just like Seagal. Like honestly, this feels like the most Seagal like non-Seagal movie.
Yeah, it's like look how much of a hero I am.
Yeah.
Look how I'm in the right about everything.
Yeah.
Look how I'm the smartest one in the room.
Yeah.
Or the supermarket.
Yeah.
Everything.
This is, I mean,
and we're ragging on this a lot, but to be honest, this might be the best scene in the movie. Actually,
this opening sequence.
Yeah, this supermarket shootouts, standoff, and whatnot. It's actually really well shot. It's actually kind of thrilling, and it's a good introduction to the character. But that's all his character is, unfortunately. He's kind of just a caricature instead of a character.
Yeah. He talks a lot about food in this movie.
He
talks a lot.
Considering you never see him eat anything.
He talks a lot about like what people should be eating. Like, and like healthy and like, no, don't eat that, eat this. And he's like, oh, you take the cheese. I'm not feeling that. Like he talks about what he's eating a lot and like eating healthy. Like he's got the like Michelle Obama healthy lunch incentive, like that he's like trying to pass on to everyone. And like he scolds people for eating bad.
And you say that, but then I remember the scene where you see what his home life is like, and he gets a thing of pizza out from the oven and then uses a pair of scissors to just cut pieces of it off and eat it. This is a Christmas movie, by the way.
Oh, it is. This does take place during Christmas time. So make sure when you're watching Christmas with your family next, and somebody says, "I want a Christmas movie I haven't seen before." You mentioned Cobra from 1988, and somebody goes, "What's that?" And then you go, "It's pretty good. Watch it. I watched this whole podcast on it. It was on Nerdthusiast." And then they said, "Okay, we'll put it on." And then they put it on, and they go, "This fucking sucks. You've ruined Christmas. You're never invited back."
And stop sending me these podcast
Stop sending me podcast links.
Well, his name is short for Cobretti.
Cobretti, yeah.
Which is like, okay, they came up with the name after they gave him the nickname.
For context, 86 had a couple movies at least I can name offhand. One is Top Gun.
Oh, yeah,
This is the year of Top Gun. R.I.P. Val Kilmer. He just passed.
Man.
Our Iceman.
Aliens.
Okay.
Aliens. And good year for horror. The Fly.
Oh,
came out in 86.
With Jeff Goldblum.
Boy, do I hate being a fly all the time.
No.
Peak 80s is always going to be the late 80s. You know, if you look at an 80s movie, you're just like, shit, that's an 80s movie. You know, like Die Hard.
Yeah. When was Karate Kid? Is that 84? That's 84. So this is Karate Kid Part 2 this year.
I want to say from 84 to 86, that's like the 80s-est 80s movies. Because, like stuff that came out in like 81, 82, it's just like, those are still
70s, yeah.
Those are still basically the 70s are
new style, new genre taking over.
The same way like action movies in like 1990, 91, maybe even 92, as much as they're 90s movies, they're 80s action movies still.
Yeah.
You know, they still have that. The 90s action movie didn't really start until maybe
Speed.
94, like Speed. Speed, the Bruckheimer movies start coming out, and then, like Joel Silver and his stuff.
Yeah.
It was what he did with The Matrix and everything. So Cobra is basically peak 80s action, essentially, when it's coming out. If you think of like, hey, what is an 80s action movie? It had no influence from like the 70s. It's not really anywhere near the 90s yet. It had all the time to develop itself. 86 is probably it. Because what else came out in 86? Of course, Top Gun and Aliens. And those movies are, if anything else, if you don't know those movies as well, you know that those are straight up 80s movies. You know what I mean? Cobra is no exception.
Sure.
And it probably falls in my opinion, the same category as like Schwarzenegger's Commando, even though that's a much better movie than this. But they are essentially the same kind of movie. We got to save someone. We're a badass. We're a one-man army. Look how cool and ripped we are. We get the girl in the end. Well, actually, not really. Not with Commando. He gets his daughter back.
Yeah, okay.
But with Cobra, what does he do at the end of the movie? Nope, he doesn't have to go fill out paperwork or anything. He doesn't have to, answer to anything.
He rides off and bangs the girl.
Answer to the feds. No, he steals evidence, essentially. Yeah. One of the bad guys' motorcycles and drives off and Bridget Nielsen.
Rides off in the sunset with the girl after punching, I think, his boss in the face.
No, he punches the snarky guy. He punches Andrew Robinson in the face. A paper-thin script, this is. Like, when you look at the movie as a whole.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can tell there's so much cut out of this movie. This movie's like less than 90 minutes.
We really, and I do want to say, there is no like explanation to anything going on with the bad guys, the cult.
They're just there.
So this is what they want. Like, I know we didn't, maybe you can edit this a little bit earlier, but here's what they want. They want to force some kind of post-Darwinism ideology onto everyone where they're going to kill all the quote unquote weak people and only the strong survive. Now, I know what you're saying. That doesn't sound good. It is not racially or prejudicially motivated at all. It is just anyone can die in this, but they never, ever, ever say who it is. It doesn't matter.
They kill anyone.
Anybody at any time.
They kill anybody they see.
And it's like, oh, you're weak. Well, my question is, I don't understand. Who's strong then? Is it just your cult? Like, if that's how it is, that's just being an asshole. That's just religious fanaticism.
Just be a little.
They don't have it. There's no idea. Like, and I go, so who's up to die? Anyone, I guess.
And that's where the vanity
it's so weird
comes in because it's like, this doesn't matter. What matters is I'm going to take these people out because they're doing bad things. Why are they doing these bad things? That doesn't matter. Look at me. Look how cool I am. Yeah. That's what it is. We just need some people to root against. It just happens to be a fucking army of people. I don't know why there's so many people in this cult.
All bought into the cult ideology. It's insane. It's actually kind of insane. It's just like there's no motivation.
And if they cut some things out, and if they cut some things out, we're just taking everything at face value. None of this makes sense, too.
Yeah.
Case in point, there's a long montage that you brought up too of like Stallone is finally brought onto this case. He's just like, Captain, I just want to be involved because that no one can fucking find this guy apparently because it's one guy leading this cult, and he's the one who's usually doing the killing. With a really cool knife. Brian Thompson,
who I thought was the guy that Luigi took out. Different Brian Thompson.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's the same name. apparently different Brian Thompson in this movie, the actor Brian Thompson.
No, this Brian Thompson was, I believe he was gutted by Arnold in the first Terminator. Okay. He's like, your clothes, give them to me now. Fuck you, asshole.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of the punks. And he would go on to be Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's underrated. He's a lot of fun in this, but he's just like, he looks like a shaved gorilla most of the time. He's just really big and sweaty and like, he looks like he's just tensing his face the whole time.
Yeah.
If we weren't laughing at him so much, he is kind of intimidating. I'll give him that. He's just not much of a character. He's just like, I'm bad guy. Come get me. That's it.
Yeah, his motivation for chasing after the girl is also kind of paper thin.
Yeah, because the story kind of comes ahead. Comes ahead when Bridget Nielsen, who's a model, she happens to be driving by in the dead of night when no one else is around.
Is this in a parking garage again?
No, not even. It's like in an underpass.
Oh yeah.
And she sees his face because he took his mask off for God knows why after they already committed another murder or something. She is now a witness. She says like, I saw a guy doing this. I think it was the Night Slasher because they call him Night Slasher.
I wonder when was Richard Ramirez
I was about to say.
Yeah, when was Richard Ramirez going around? Hang on, quick pause. So I quickly just looked it up. So Richard Ramirez was running around like 83, 84, 85. So it's really not that long ago from 86. So he's the Night Slasher.
This is kind of like when...
Zoom in on me. It's the Night Slasher.
What was it?
It's different. Not the Night Stalker. Patent pending.
What was it, like Final Destination? The Flight 180 is just like just a couple of years after the actual thing really happened.
Like, yeah, this is kind of wild.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
No, why don't we just... naming the Night Slasher. Cly, you can't do that. I just did.
He did. He did. I'll tell you why he did. Because this movie has a credited director, George P. Cosmatos.
Okay, tell me about him.
He made Rambo 2.
Okay.
And I like to call him the greatest action director that never directed because he's credited for directing this movie when the trivia I remember reading was the fact that Stallone himself directed probably 80% of this movie. And that's where the idea that this is straight up a vanity project comes in. It's just like, oh, now I know why things are shot the way they are. The focus is given to so many different things, like Bridget Nielsen, him and her, and like the way he looks and, you know, what kind of stuff he's doing is because he was behind the camera just calling the shots most of the time.
Yeah, there's not a lot of interesting cinematography in this. There's not.
No, unfortunately. The action scenes are shot well. They are. But like George P. Cosmatos, he's credited for directing Tombstone also.
Really?
Yes. And Kurt Russell has gone on record saying, yeah, I directed a bunch of Tombstone myself, actually. I was like, no shit. It's just like, did this guy ever actually make any movies? Like, the only movie I know that it sounds like he did make himself was Rambo 2. Rambo First Blood Part 2. Rambo First Blood Part 2, said that 3 times fast. Stallone, I mean, he's a director himself. He's proven to be a very good director. This isn't one of his better ones. This isn't. And when you boil it down to like, oh, this is one of his films that he directed. One of his most fun? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you want 80s Stallone, like peak, like brain rot 80s Stallone, you put this on.
She sees the crime go down.
Well, she doesn't see the crime, she just sees them putting the body away.
The aftermath, right? And she sees Ryan Thompson, the night slasher, and she sees his face, and for the rest of the movie, they're just chasing her, obviously. Like, that's it. It's like, oh, we can't let it get out.
That's the whole movie.
But I do want to say, it's not like she knew who that guy was anyway. I mean, she gives she can give a police sketch.
It's the laziest way. We have to get her and Stallone to be together constantly the rest of the movie. He's got to protect her.
He's got to protect her.
He and his partner, who's Tony Gonzalez, his funny partner, played by Rennie Santoni.
Yeah.
He's there just to be shtick. He's kind of useless, but he's funny at least. He's the one that's just kind of like, bag of M&Ms in his hand or something. Yeah. So with Stallone, that's where Stallone talks about food. It was like, you gotta stop eating that stuff, man.
Should we give our awards for this movie?
I don't want to hear yours.
Okay.
You gotta tell me.
After due deliberation, I'm gonna go ahead and give this worst fucking security guard ever. My favorite is the guy when she's like, oh, hey, do you remember they're chasing her through? I think this is in the parking garage at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he comes out.
The first time they try to kill her.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, they're chasing me. He comes out, he has a gun, he scares them off because they don't have any weapons. But then the guys just get into a van, and it's an old van. It's not like it's not like it starts fast. It takes a while to get up to speed.
Okay.
They fucking slam the gas, and he just stands there, bro, shooting at trying to get the guy in the fucking.
This will stop them.
And also, dude, you're a security guard. What are you paid? Like $7 an hour? Like, you know what I mean? I'm glad you have a gun to defend yourself with, but I was like, he just stands there. He gets run through the fucking wall. He's dead. He didn't even move. He didn't get out of the way at all. And there were cars left and right. He could have jumped over.
They run him right into the elevator.
I was so fucking blown away. I was like, oh, he just stood there and took it, huh?
Obvious stunt is obvious.
I thought about giving it most incompetent. There's a lot of incompetent cops and security guards in the history.
So he can look like the only competent one.
I know.
He seems to be the only one that knows what's going to happen. He seems to be the only one that has any kind of who has any kind of sense of direction in what he's supposed to do. Everybody is made to look like we sit down and we talk diplomatically.
We think about it.
Yeah, we'll just think it's like Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
We're just like, what should we do? Well, let's have a meeting.
Let's think about it. Oh, he's evolving outside.
Okay, let's have another meeting about this.
Look, he's running across right now.
Anyway. The Night Slasher just killed 3 more people.
Yeah.
Let's discuss.
Let's discuss one more time. You see, so here's the thing too. Like, as what I was saying, there's a lot of incompetent cops and security guards, especially in horror and stuff like that, and they all have their own horrible ends usually for them, so they can it's just another body count for the killer to psych them up. This one feels especially just lazy and wrong. I was like, so he just accepted it, huh? He's running at me. This is how it is. Come on, one final act of redemption.
Blaze of glory. I don't know. He might have just found out the wife took the kids. You know, he's just like,
oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Perfect time to get out.
Yeah, he just doesn't feel any kind of like any sense of survival. He's just like, you know what? It's over for me. My award, I have two, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
This
is one of your movies you're like, yes, so
I have to talk about these two. Pardon me. I have to talk about these two. Funniest gun cleaning kit I've ever seen. And it's when he pulls out a carton of eggs from, not the fridge, the freezer. And he sets it down.
They keep fresher in there.
He opens it. And there's no eggs in there. It's just like his gun cleaning like supplies. And he just proceeds to like take his gun apart and like take stuff out of it. Start cleaning it with this. Why does he keep it in a carton? Why does he put it in? It's like
nobody can find this.
Is he just trying to lay it on thick like men live like simple weird creatures or something? Because what does he do with the piece of pizza after that? I talked about this earlier. He takes a slice of pizza, he takes a pair of scissors, and he just cuts the tip off and then just starts eating it with a pair of dirty scissors. And he turns on the TV to watch cartoons. Men are simple creatures.
I treated my genitals with this earlier.
I'm leaving that in.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay, my second award is most random placement of the gun range in a police station.
Oh.
And it's when he is like, he's arguing with some other cops, like next to like, it's I don't know what kind of LAPD building this is.
Yeah.
But it's clearly like the offices all have, like are separated by like glass windows and whatnot. And you can tell there's offices right across the hallway.
Yeah.
After he's done arguing with them. And then he and Tony just walk right into another room. And I'm like, this must be their office. No, he puts on a pair of muffs. He pulls out his gun and then he just starts firing randomly at like a target. And I'm like, this is where the gun range is? It's just right next to the
across the hall from like
across the hall from the break room. Or the conference room.
Yeah, imagine it's like the detective, like the homicide detective. It's like, so what do you what do you think happened? You know,
it's just like that's obvious for the shot.
Yeah.
To get the shot, but when you think about the geography placement, it makes no fucking sense. Are you saying
it's like for some reason it's like dead middle of the building? It's like everything is built around the gun range. It's not like in the corner, like the back area.
They're trying to take calls from people. It's like, help, my house is getting broken into. Hold on, I can't hear you.
Hey, Jimmy, tone it down.
Tell Cobretti to stop. Where'd he get that fucking machine gun anyway?
He's got the same gun O.J. Simpson has from Naked Gun.
Builds like a freaking artillery
cannon. Yeah. See, but that's the thing, right? But that's the thing. I do want to say this probably could easily be in like dead center of the police station instead of like in the corner. What I'm talking about, right? The reinforced concrete wall in the back.
There's no it's just like there's no concrete around it. It just looks like they walk into an office.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. And this office building kind of reminded me of like, I'm just like, yeah, and over there, Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham are beating the shit out of each other in Fast and Furious, probably. Yeah. That's what it reminded me of.
And Jim and Pam are fucking making fun of Dwight in the next room.
Oh, that's a cozy office. Yeah. This is like one of them like 80s corporate offices. Almost doesn't even look like a police.
Patrick Bateman comes running out of it. It's like, I have to return some videotapes.
It doesn't even look like a police precinct or anything. You know, it kind of looks like. Looks like Wolf of Wall Street would be there almost.
Sarge, what we got reinforcing the gun range? A couple packs of drywall and some 2x4s. It's like fucking just going straight through. Oh my god. Yeah, it's funny. All right.
This is how we teach them to aim better.
If you miss, you will kill everyone. And by everyone, we don't necessarily mean the cops. This is where we keep the eyewitnesses behind the gun range. All right. Should we go? This is
where we lock up the suspects.
Yeah. Should we go on 3 about what we'd say this is, either good, bad, or bloody?
Damn, lost another one.
Weird, bad, or bloody.
Yeah.
You wanna go? Okay. On 3, 2, 1, we'll go. 1, 2, or 3, 2, 1. Bad.
Weird.
Oh, you're gonna go weird. I'm gonna go bad.
Weird.
Still. Okay.
I wanted to call it. I can't call this bad because I love it.
Okay,
I mean,
fair enough.
I understand why we put it as bad.
Sure. Go ahead for weird. Explain.
Weird is it's just when you get past its paper thin premise, all the decisions he made as a director or the one who ran the show are bizarre as shit because. I don't know. The longest scene in the movie is this montage of Robert Tappert singing Angel in the City to
Yep.
Bridget Nielsen like modeling with a bunch of robots, and you don't even know what's going on until like a full minute into the montage. You're just like, oh, it's a montage. And it's just cross-cut between her doing that, looking sexy, but she was a model.
Yeah.
She's tall as shit, apparently, you know? And Cobretti and Gonzalez shaking perps down and whatnot. And it looks like they're actual, like, scripted scenes, too. Yeah. You know, it just looks like, wow, they were probably cut down a shitload in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, in the cutting room floor. Because they actually look like moments where maybe there's a mystery. Maybe they're trying to find things out and whatnot. There's no mystery in this. They just come after her, you know? It's like, we're not trying to find out who this is or whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's cross-cut between that, and then every now and then we see Brian Thompson walking around going like,
pissed off.
He's just looking like he's taking a shit.
Yeah.
he just, boy, here I go killing again.
I snorted a line of pre-workout and I'm just fucking going.
You barely even hear him talk until the end of the movie when he's like ranting like, we are the future, pig. I'll bleed you, pig. And I'm just like, oh, now I know why you didn't talk for most of the movie. He's really fun, though. I think he's a fun villain, but he's just not a good one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. He's just like Marion Cobretti isn't really a fun hero. He's a fun hero. He's not a good one, though.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie is. Yeah. It's not a good one. It's a fun one.
Fun one.
But it's weird.
It's weird.
Because of how vain it all is.
That's fair.
And how just like the focus is so on everything that it shouldn't be. It's a bizarre movie, not because of what happens in it, but because you can clearly tell the mindset that was focused on making it when it was being made.
That's fair.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and give it bad. I mean, it's bad. I mean, like, yeah, it is. I will give this. It is a little bizarre, but I would label this in the whole bad thing. This does feel like one of those action movies you would love. It feels like it fits right in with, you know, Seagal and like some other Van Damme stuff and in that particular regard. But I can see where you're coming from a little bit with some of the weird.
The way they made it is bizarre. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, folks, it's time to pick our next movie here at Weird, Bad, and Bloody. We like to spin some wheels to determine which time period we're going to be reviewing a movie out of, essentially. The 80s, 90s, or 2000s. So we got our spin wheel set up. Let's find out what decade we're going back to.
All right, here we go. Going. I don't want to go back to the 2000s.
Please
Neither
don't.
do you. Perfect. We are doing the 90s.
Nice.
We are going back to the 90s. What a great time to be alive. I mean,
that's when we both came alive.
Yeah, well, it's true.
That's how old we are.
Woodstock 99 would have been a great time to be there. Well, not really. Probably. Yeah. Just some shit that went down.
So we are back in the 90s. For our next movie, we have picked a weird movie, a bad movie, and a bloody movie. That's how we feel about these movies now, but we won't know for sure until we actually review them. But we don't know which one we're going to get yet. So let's find out now.
All right, here we go. We're going. No, Jesus. Yes. Lord in heaven. No. No.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode, The Weird, the Bad, and the Bloody, an exclusive Nerdthusiast YouTube channel. If you are not completely sick of us, we also have a podcast of our own called the 1.5 White Guys Podcast, where we just really talk about movies. Movies we love, movies we don't like, and movies that we want you to might like.
Yeah, we are doing all the Final Destinations in prep for the 6th one, and also because we missed Tony Todd, R.I.P., but it's coming out in May, so we're going through most of the Final Destinations. So if you want to watch us talk about Final Destination or just horror in general, because we do love horror on that channel as well, come on over.
Not a lot of people give the 98 Godzilla the credit it deserves.
I'm here to fix it. Crime is disease and I'm the cure.